All right. So I'm going to go through some of the problems in our notes for these word problems. So you should have this paper with your notes. I am actually going to be coming back to example one. I accidentally made that question a little too difficult. Sorry. Anyway. All right. Uh, so skipping to example two for now. All right. How old am I if 400 reduced by twice my age is 244? So this one's pretty straightforward to write an equation for. Uh, so you start with 400. All right, 400 reduced by twice my age. Okay, how old am I if 400 reduced by twice my age is 244? All right, so I got my little equation set up, and then you just solve the equation. Minus 400 to kill that constant term. Okay, those will cancel. You get negative 2x. That'll fall down. And then this is going to subtract to give us negative 156. All right. And then you would want to divide by negative 2. And this is going to represent the age. Okay. Cancels. You get x equals, what's that going to be? 78. There we go. That's how old that person's going to be. Okay. So if you do, if you start with 400 and you reduce it, if you subtract twice the age of the person, 2 times 78, you'll see that this equals 244. And that's what we were kind of aiming for the whole time. All right. Number 3. All right. On Tuesday, Shania bought 5 hats. Wednesday, half of all the hats that she had were destroyed. Oh my goodness. On Thursday, there were only 17 left. Okay. How many did she have on Monday? Good grief. All right, so she started with this many hats. Okay. We don't know how many that is. That's what we're solving for. And on Tuesday, she bought 5 more. So we're going to add 5 to that. And then on Wednesday, half of all of these hats right here, half of all of these were destroyed. So I'm going to divide this by 2. And then on Thursday, we find that there was only 17 left. So all of this right here, after she's added 5 and divided by 2, all of that is equal to 17. Okay. Let's see if we can solve this. Not too bad. We're going to clear the denominator first. So multiply by 2. Multiplying the whole equation by 2. Division by 2 and multiplication by 2 cancel. So you get x plus 5. 2 times 17 is 34. And then you would subtract 5. Okay, minus 5. And that's going to give us x equals 29. That should be our solution. So I would take this answer and actually run through the situation just to make sure that you get 17 hats. Okay. So if she started with 29 and she bought 5 more, well, now she would have 34 hats. And then on Wednesday, half of all of these were destroyed. So I'm going to divide that by 2. And then you see that that comes out to be 17. And that's what we were kind of expecting. That's what we wanted to happen. All right. So back to example 1 here. This one, I accidentally made this question a little bit harder than I should have. So if you were setting this problem up, you probably would have set it up like this. All right. Jack sold 3/4 of his comic books. So we would have done 3/4 x All right, that represents 3/4 of the comic books. And then he bought 15 more, so you would have added 15. And now he has 36. Okay. And you would have gone through the process and solved it. But actually, this is not going to give us the right answer. All right, because this part right here, this 3/4 x, what this represents, it's supposed to represent, is how many comic books that he has. All right, he sold 3/4 of the comic books, so he doesn't have the 3/4 of them. He actually only has 1/4 of the comic books. All right, so this one's kind of a tricky question, misleading. What you would do, I guess, is you would go through solving it, but by the time that you got to the end and you checked your answer, you would have seen that it didn't make sense. All right. So if he sold 3/4 of his comic books, that means that he still has 1/4 of them. Okay. This represents how many comic books he actually has. So he's got 1/4 of his original comic book collection, and he's adding 15 more to it, and now he's got 36. Okay, so this we can solve. I know this question is very confusing, I'm sure. Very sorry about that. This is a tough question. It's a thinker. All right, cancel that. You're going to get 1/4 of the number of comic books is equal to 21, and then you'll multiply by 4 to cancel out the 1/4. So clear that denominator. If you multiply by 4, that'll give you x equals 84. All right. So if you wanted to test this situation out to kind of make sense of it, Jack sold 3/4 of his original collection. Right? So if he had 84 to start with, he would have sold 3/4 of them. 3/4 of 84. Let me think about what that's going to be. 21 times 3. That's going to be 63. All right. So 3/4 of 84 is equal to 63. Now that's how many he sold. So the amount that he still has, or that he kept, would actually be 21. All right. Started with 84. He sold 63. And so he has 21. All right. Now after that, he bought 15 more. So I would take the 21 and add 15. And you see that this will actually add up to 36. All right. It's supposed to add up to be what he was supposed to have. All right. That's the first 3 examples.